What's going on YouTube? Today I got a low burst fade for y'all with a low cut on the top. I'm gonna cut the top down and we're gonna get right into it. Alright y'all, the first thing I do when starting any type of haircut is comb the hair out. Especially haircuts when I'm cutting down the top. Comb it out so it can easily guide through my clippers. Alright y'all, my client said he did want it kind of low, so we're going to start with a number 1 guard lever all the way open. And I usually cut his hair down with a 1.5, but he says he wants it lower this time, so I'm going down a guard length. Cutting everything with the grain, making sure that I don't accidentally go against the grain because that's going to leave a patch in his head. And I'm also not cutting the crown. I'm saving that for last to make sure I don't dig into the crown on accident and give him like a little patch in his crown. So I'm going to do everything in the whole head, then we're going to come back and do the crown. Whenever I'm cutting the top down, I'm going over everything more than one time to make sure it's all truly the same length. Setting my bald line with my soft trimmers, I'm just going to make a little tiny circle around his ear. Don't want to bring it up too high because it won't look right. And the reason that I am setting my bald guidelines this low is so I can make my guidelines bigger, so I can have a more nice, so I can have a nicer fade. It'll be more detailed. Alright y'all, setting my first guideline with my no guard lever all the way open. And I am going to make it a nice size. I don't want this to be a compressed fade. And I'm just going to take it around his ear a little bit. And I'm going to close my lever one click at a time so that line disappears. And as I'm closing my lever, I'm going down in the blend. There's no point in closing the lever if you're just going to keep going up. Just going to make your work patchy. All right, now after that, I grab one guard higher than what I cut the top down with. So I'm grabbing my 1.5 and I'm gonna create my next guideline right around here. And this is called down fading. Also, every time I'm using a new guard, I always have the lever open, no matter what. Because if you have the lever closed, sometimes you might create a little spot that you don't want to be there, and it's going to be harder to take out. So you want to be safe, open that lever, and that is a key to having a nice, successful blend. Next step on that one guard, lever open, creating my next guideline. Just going right under that guideline I just created. Now they have a faint line right here. Throwing back on that 1.5, this time closing the lever and flicking out at that. Now throwing that half guard, lever open, and try to flick out this last guideline right here. Boom. This fade may look good to some male, but for me, there is definitely some work that needs to be done to that fade. So we're gonna take off my guard. Take off my guard. We're gonna start detailing our blend with the corner of the blade. This right here, y'all, will give your fade a nice, smooth contrast in your blend. This will separate you from other beginner barbers. All right, y'all, I'm gonna do the same thing to the next side, and I'm gonna resume the video once we're starting our lineup prep. Now we are starting our lineup prep. So I'm gonna grab a cotton pad and some alcohol. Boom. And we're gonna wipe down the designated lineup areas. Hold that down for me. Boom. Grab our blow dryer, cold air. I'm gonna brush it down a little bit. Hold that down for me. I'm gonna grab my holding spray. Spray down those areas that I just wiped. also blow dry it again, making sure it's completely dry. All right, y'all. Now I'm gonna grab my lather and my hot towel, and I'm just gonna put this on my client to lay his hairline down and put this hot towel on. Then after that, I'm doing the same steps that I did on the back of his head on the front. All right, y'all. Starting my lineup. Put that down for me. Starting my lineup. Just gonna do a round neckline. Nice, easy, simple. Don't gotta make it too complicated. Turn my client right here. Simple as that, y'all. Same thing to the other side. All right, y'all. Starting the front liner presses. I always start on my C cups. Start at the top. And go from the bottom and connect it in the middle. You really don't have to worry about these little stubble hairs right there because the razor is going to take care of that. Same thing to the other side, y'all. All right, y'all. Starting the front liner process. I'm going to make sure to get right in front of my client. And always start in the middle and work towards the weak side. Every couple times I place the trim on his head, I'm gonna step back and look how my lineup is looking, making sure I'm going straight on a straight path. After I do that, set in my vertical bar. Don't want to take it back too far, but you also don't want to preserve that lineup to where it's not going to last. All right, y'all. Now I'm gonna connect this point to this side right here. Step it back every couple of times to make sure I'm on a straight path. This is the key to having a straight lineup. Step back and go again. Make your micro adjustments every time you go back in. Huh? Can you stop? Boom, y'all. Now when I'm doing this next vertical bar, I want to make sure that I don't slant them down too much. I want to make sure I keep them both equivalent. So I'm gonna set in this little guiding point right here. And I'm gonna step back, and I see that they're both going this way. So I need to angle this one a little bit more like that. Only adjusting it a little bit at a time because you don't want to adjust it too much at one time and mess up your haircut. Boom, that is perfect. I'm just going to sharpen up these corners a little bit. Boom, y'all. That's how y'all get a nice, straight, crispy hairline. Now, this is the last step in my haircut. We're not doing enhancements on this haircut, all natural haircut. I'm going to move on to the razor work. All right, y'all, this is the finished result of the haircut right here. If you like it, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below. Let me know your comments on what you want to see next.